All right. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Come on into a nice, comfortable upright, wherever that is for you. Grab my water in your space. And we'll just start to come into our breath a little bit. So make sure that you're feeling comfortable in your physical body, wherever that is for you this morning. Just take a minute to recognize how your body's feeling from your inside your head to the outside of your physical body. And so you can just kind of get settled. So when you find yourself comfortable, feel your sit bones grounded, and whether you're on a block like I am, or you're sitting straight on the mat, or if you're more comfortable this morning coming onto your back or your belly, of course, please come there. And let's just take an inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Inhale it through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth. Just let the hands float back down. And again, inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms high, and exhale, float them back down. And then just let the hands rest on your lap, or hand in hand, or wherever is comfortable, so that the tops of your shoulders can get heavy. You can find a mudra with your fingers, wherever that is for you this morning. And then let your face soften, let the eyelids get heavy. And again, sitting grounded through your sit bones, feel lifted through your spine, long through the spine, lifted through the crown of the head. And just start to take a few deep rounds of breath in and out through the nose, filling the belly, filling the lungs, filling the body. Each inhale. Just taking your time, watching the breath come in and out. Letting it fill you up, and then letting it soften you down. And as you're watching the pattern of the breath, just notice what's going on with the thoughts, what's filling up the front of your mind this morning. Recognize that. See if you can press pause on those thoughts or push them aside, letting the breath be the focal point. The thoughts start to creep back in, as they will. Just try to bring your focus back to the breath. Watching it come in, watching it go out. A nice even flow, wave-like pattern. Take about 3 more rounds of breath here, in and out through the nose. With your next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Bring the palms together and through to your heart center. So we'll use the next few breaths to set our intention, or maybe dedication this morning, sending your thoughts and energies outward. Releasing your hands back into your lap. Take another inhale through the nose. And an open mouth exhale. And then inhale again, sweep the arms high. And then bring the right hand down, keep the left fingertips high. Use that right hand all the way down on the earth for support. Inhale, lift up, feel that left rib cage lift up, and then just take it over to the right, just gently starting to lengthen through the side body. You take this to whatever degree feels comfortable, feels good. Just a nice opening stretch, letting your body just ease in. And with your next inhale, come all the way back up. And we'll take the other side. Bring the left fingertips down, right fingertips high. Take an inhale, lift up, and exhale, just take it gently over to the left. Really just trying to make the most of each of these small movements, letting your body feel the openness and settle into the pose. And then using an inhale breath, come back up. Come back into center. And let's go into some alternate nostril breath work this morning. So with the first two fingers on your right hand between your eyebrows or around your third eye center, we'll use the ring finger to block the left side nostril and take an inhale through the right. And then using the thumb to block the right side, exhale through the left. Inhale left. And exhale right. And again, sitting up nice and tall while we breathe. You can let the eyelids close here and the face stay soft. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. And following your pattern, your pace of breath, if it's a little different than mine, inhale left. Exhale right. And we'll take two more full rounds. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And then releasing your hand back into your lap, you can inhale through both sides. Exhale through the mouth. And then just come back into your natural pace of breath, letting your head space, letting your breath, letting your heart rate just all settle back into its natural ease. You might feel a little bit lightheaded. That's normal, just letting your breath and your body settle back and acclimate into its comfortable state of being. Take another deep breath. And then let's take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Do a little work with our neck. You can bring that right hand to rest on the side of the head if that's comfortable, or maybe the left hand comes out to the side, elongating those muscles along the side of the neck. And try to keep your gaze forward to start. We're going to take our gaze down, but first let's try to really focus on that left side of the neck. And just take a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we'll take our chin toward chest. Sorry, my words got a little confused there. So bringing your gaze now down toward the mat or down toward your feet or whatever's in front of you, and slowly either releasing that hand, the right hand if it's on your head, or just walking it along the back of the head. And of course, pausing anywhere here for extra breath, anywhere where the neck feels a little tighter. Breathing into that. And when you make your way all the way to center, either releasing or maybe bringing both hands behind the neck. And just tucking the chin into the chest. Releasing all through the back of the neck. And then using the fingertips on your forehead to guide the head all the way back up. Bring it back up to center. Before we take the other side, let's just take a gentle and easy glance over the right shoulder. Coming back through center, bring it over to the left. And come back through center, bring it all the way up. And back through center and all the way back down. And then coming all the way back to center, and then we'll take that left ear toward the left shoulder, left hand maybe gently resting, or maybe the right fingertips walking out to the side a little bit. And just taking a few breaths, letting the right side now of the neck lengthen, the muscles elongating. When you're ready, start to take your chin towards center, feeling all of those muscles throughout the back, the side and the back, lengthening. Get all the way to center. Again, either releasing the hand or maybe bringing both hands to the back of the neck, tucking the chin in. And releasing, and with your fingertips on the forehead center, guiding your head all the way back up. And then inhale your ears up, your shoulders up toward your ears, and then exhale, bring them down. Take a few really big rolls the shoulders. Really expanding through the backs of the shoulder blades, the upper back there. Take one more time in that direction, and then we'll change direction. Bringing the shoulder blades up and forward. And similar feeling through the back of the shoulder blades, just changing the direction of the roll. And back to center. Inhale both arms high. And then while we're sitting, let's just take another side stretch. With the right fingertips, grab the left wrist. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, take it over to the right. So this might be a little bit smaller movement than when we had our hands down supporting, because then you kind of lean into that hand. So you have to use your core a little bit here as well to keep yourself lifted. But really just think about elongating on the side. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. And we'll switch sides. Left fingertips grab the right wrist, inhale, lift up, and exhale, just gently take it over to the left. And it doesn't have to be a big movement. Just moving your body gently, breathing into it. And then using an inhale, come back up to center, and then release the hands. And let's come on to all fours. We'll start to wake up the spine a little bit. So coming onto your neutral table, or into your neutral table, you're finding that core engagement before we start moving. So letting your gaze just settle between your thumbs. Really feel those abdominal muscles engaged and coming into your full breath. So it's very easy to hold your breath while you're trying to engage the core. We want to make sure that you're still breathing while engaging the core. And when you can figure that out and isolate how to do both of those at the same time, and you kind of master this first step. Then go ahead and take an inhale and drop the heart, lift the tail, bring the gaze forward just a little bit as you come into your cow. Let's take a full breath here. And then reverse, come into your cat, drop the crown of the head, round through the spine. Another full breath. And then reversing, coming back into your cow. We'll just take this a few times. Back into your cat. Back into your cow. And then this time, just move it a little more quickly on the half breath. So take your cat on the exhale, inhale to your cow. One more time in each direction. And then coming back to neutral. Come back into your core, come back into the breath flowing. And then let's add our length. Step the left toes back, right fingertips forward. And again, bringing your awareness to your core, maybe lifting that back left heel, flexing the heel, pinky toe side of that foot is dialed down. Right fingertips are reaching forward and really making sure that there's no relaxing, no sagging through that lower back, that you're really staying strong there. And just finding as much length in both directions as you can. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee together, round through the spine, engaging through the core in a little bit different way here, but still engaging those muscles. And then send everything long again. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Last time to your length. Inhale, and then either stay right here or bend that back knee, reach around with the right hand, grab the foot or ankle, and just add a gentle heart opener. Send that left heel to the sky, ground into that left palm. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, gently release back into your length. Try not to fling that foot back down. One more breath in. And then exhale, bring everything down. Send the hips back to the heels, come into your child's pose and just reset here. You can bring your hands back by your heels as well, forehead to the earth, shoulders heavy. Take a nice deep full breath. Another full breath. And then we'll make our way back into our table. And we'll take the other side, stepping the right toes back, left fingertips forward. Finding your core, and then lifting that back foot, flexing the heel, keeping the hip dial down, really reaching, lengthening. Breathing fully. Take another inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee into the center, round, and exhale. And then inhale, come back to your length. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and round. And this time, inhale and lengthen, and either pause here or add the heart opener, bend that right knee, reach around with that left hand, and then grounding into that right palm, gently send that right heel to the sky. Another inhale, and then gently release. Come back to your length. Full breath in, and then exhale, release everything down. Again, come back to your child's, hips back by your heels. And then come back up through your table, or back into table. And let's just take a breath through our cat-cow to reset. Inhale. Exhale. And then let's step back into a plank. So you can step back into a full plank, modified plank, but make sure that your feet are about hip distance in the back. So sometimes we would have a tendency, we don't even realize that our feet are very close to each other. So just take a glance back, make sure they're about hips width. And the same with your hands, make sure that they are at least shoulders width. And if your knees are lifted, engaging through the lower body, the quadriceps and the glutes, working your way up, feeling the core engage and the breath. Take another inhale. And then let's all drop the knees if they're lifted, hinging the elbows toward the back of the room and slowly lower all the way down, coming all the way to our belly. And then pressing into a cobra. So press the tops of the feet to start, feel the legs engage, the kneecaps lift. Bring the shoulder blades onto the back and then gently lifting from the heart. Hands can be on or off for this first cobra. Feeling the back body working here. Try not to lift the gaze too high. You want to keep it really just straight ahead so that the neck is long. I'll take another inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands back down if they were lifted. And then just gently press yourself all the way back. into a child's. This time, keep your fingertips forward, tented. Get a little bit more length through the backs of the arms there. Another inhale. And then come back up through your table, come back into your plank. Again, your version of plank. Stay for 5 breaths. Let's all take one more inhale. And then you can either lower the knees or you can hinge through your chaturanga. Either come all the way down or come up into a low cobra, a medium cobra, high cobra, whichever version of the back bend works best for you this morning. And then exhale, gently send it all back to your child's, fingertips tented. Take another full breath. And then inhale, come forward again. We'll take one more round. High plank, 5 breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, come through to your back bend. And then exhale, send your hips back. Extended child's pose. Another inhale. And then exhale, release. And come back up through your table. Let's tuck the toes and lift the hips into a downward facing dog. So take this first downward dog to walk it out a little bit. You can bend one knee, lengthen to the opposite, or you could just come into your downward dog and find a few breaths here. And just noticing how your body feels. Breathing into those spaces. And then coming to stillness, take a deep full breath in and out. And another. And into that exhale, let's walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Come on into a rag doll at the front of your mat. So make sure your feet are wide enough that you can balance comfortably. So about hip distance is a good gauge. And then you can bend the knees a lot here. Make sure the backs of the legs are not strained in any way. So you bend the knees enough so that you can feel at ease. Grab opposite elbows. And then let the crown of the head get heavy. Let the gaze drift toward the back of the mat. And just settle in here for a few breaths. Another full breath. And release the hands, and with bent knees, let's slowly roll it all the way to stand. Head come up last, and then you can heel toe your feet a little closer to one another, coming into our mountain pose at the top of the mat. Just pausing here. Maybe even close the eyes and take a deep breath in and out, feeling the balance on all corners of your feet. And if the eyes were closed, open them again. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And with the exhale, let's swan dive back down to our fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, place the hands and step back to our high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, let's step the feet closer to each other at the back of the mat. Take an inhale, lift the right leg high. Flex through that heel. And then keep lifting, open it up. And exhale, release it back down. Next, inhale, take the left leg high, float it up. And then open it up. Exhale it back down. And then we'll come back to the right. Inhale, take it high, float it up and open. And exhale, release it down. And then we're going to step that right foot all the way forward. Let's drop the back knee. Inhale, both arms high. Come up into an Andradi Asana. So ground into that right heel. Lengthen on that left side. Lifting up through the heart, softening down through the shoulders. Finding the strength in this pose. Another breath in. And exhale. And then inhale, come on back up if you were in a little deeper so that left hip is over the left knee. Keep the arms high, take a breath in, and then exhale, bring them through heart center. We'll take a prayer twist to the right. So bring that left elbow over right knee or on top of the knee, pressing the palms into one another and just feeling that twist through the spine, filling the belly with your breath. Another inhale. And then with the exhale, release and come back to center. We'll come back into the Andradi Asana. Inhale, lifting the heart, and then exhale, cactus the arms. So bring the elbows toward one another as the shoulder blades squeeze together. And either staying here or maybe releasing the hands, interlacing the fingers toward the back body, lifting the heart. All the while, we're still grounding into that right heel. That if you can, you're not dropping in too much here. You're keeping the strength in the pose with the heart opener. Starting to wake up through the hips. Take another breath in and then exhale, release that all. And let's take that right foot back up to our three-legged dog. So tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. Send that right foot straight up. Float it up. And exhale, bring it back to meet the left. Come back into your downward dog. Take a breath or two here. If you want to take this through vinyasa, you can come forward through your high to low plank. As always, you make the practice yours, what you need to get out of it this morning. And then from our downward dog, let's all take the left foot high. Inhale, float it up, open it up. And exhale it back down. And then next inhale, take the right leg high, float it up, open. Exhale it back down. And then coming back to the left side, inhale it high, open it, exhale it back down, and then we'll step that left foot all the way forward, dropping the back knee, Andradi Asana on the left. So grounding now into that left heel. And the arms high, melting down through the shoulders and the hips. I'm just starting to wake up that right hip flexor, lengthening, softening. Another full breath here. And then with an inhale, come back up so that that right hip is nice and positioned over the right knee. And then exhale the hands together through heart center. And we'll take our prayer twist to the left. So finding the twist first, and then dropping the elbow. Finding the twist through the spine, pressing the palms, filling the belly. One more full breath here. And then as you exhale, release, come back to center, send everything high. And then come back into the Andradi Asana. So come back into that lunge. Lifting the heart, softening the shoulders, and then cactus the arms and shoulder blades moving toward one another. Maybe staying there, maybe extend the arms, or maybe interlace the fingers. Lifting the heart. And all the while to focus on that left heel grounding, keeping strength on that left side. Take another full breath. And then exhale, release that all. Tuck the back toes and lift that back knee. And we'll send that left foot straight back up to our three-legged dog. Yawn it all the way high. And then exhale, release it back down. Take a nice full breath. And the next inhale, take the right leg high, float it up, bend the knee, stack the hip and open it. And exhale, release and step it forward. Drop the back knee. And let's grab our blocks this time as we come into our low lunge. And just spend a little bit more time starting to lengthen. Still grounding into that right heel, still lifting the heart and softening the shoulders. Just letting the hips soften in here. 3 more breaths. Another inhale. And then exhale and send the hips back as you come into your hamstring. So flexing the toes to the sky. Flexing through that heel, maybe coming to fingertips. Lengthening through the spine as you inhale and then exhale, release back into your fold. Take another 2 rounds of breath here. Exhale, release and come forward. And we'll just bring a little bit of movement to this. So inhaling as you come forward into your lunge. Exhale as you send the hips back. And following the pace of your breath 2 times in each direction. Next time you come forward, pause there. We'll tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, and step the back foot in a little bit. We'll come into our pyramid pose. So positioning your feet, making sure that both heels are nice and firm. And then either bringing blocks underneath your hands or coming to fingertips. Inhale to lengthen. Guide that right hip back. So you want to square the hips as much as possible. Lengthening through that right side leg. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, drop into your fold. Drop the crown of the head, the gaze to the back. Breathing into that right side, trying to make sure that both heels are grounded. Another full breath here. And then inhale, come high to fingertips. We're going to revolve our triangle here. So with the right hand maybe under a block, bring the left hand under a block. Bring the right hand to that right hip crease. And so with the right hand of the right hip crease, guiding that hip back a little bit. So without thinking, your left hip is going to pop out a little bit. So you want to try to guide that back into line. And then with the left hand grounded or on a block, start to twist open to the right. As much as you can, keep both heels grounded, and that right hand can stay right in the back of your hip or it can float high. Breathing and twisting. Gaze can be up with those fingers or straight ahead. Another breath in. And then exhale, release. And let's walk both hands over to the left and just open up the feet a little bit. So maybe heel toe them once or twice so you come into a wide legged fold. So toes and heels out. The edges of your feet are parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then with your fingertips under your gaze, inhale to lift and lengthen through the spine, through the crown. And then as you exhale, drop the crown of the head, come into your fold. You can keep your hands under your gaze or walk them to the edges of your feet or the big toes. Feel the crown of the head heavy, the tailbone lifting slightly. So you get as much lengthening through the backs of the legs as possible. Take another full round of breath here. And then release, bring the hands back underneath, and then just pivot your feet and walk your fingers back toward the front of the mat, coming back into your low lunge. So drop the back knee back into where we started. Take another full breath here. And exhale, let's bring the right knee back to meet the left. We'll come back through our table. Just take an inhale through a cat-cow. And then come back through into our downward facing dog. We'll take an inhale, lift the left leg high, bend the knee, stack the hip, and open it up. And then exhale, step it forward. We'll drop the back knee and come into our low lunge on the left. Grabbing your blocks. We're coming into whatever version of your low lunge, grounding into that left heel, bringing the gaze just gently forward, the shoulders stay soft. A few more breaths here. Another inhale, and then as you exhale, gently sending the hips back, coming into your hamstring, flexing through the heel, toes to the sky. Coming to fingertips or blocks, and inhale to lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, release into the fold. Another full breath here. And then we'll add some movement coming forward with your inhale. Bring the gaze forward, soften through the shoulders. Exhale, send the hips back, flex the toes. Just moving on your breath, forward and back. Inhaling and exhaling. And next time you come forward, pausing there. And then we'll tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, step the foot in a little bit, coming into pyramid on the left. So again, grounding both feet. Coming to fingertips, lengthening. Trying to guide that left hip back. And then exhale, drop into your fold. Drop the crown of the head. Drop the gaze. Breathing into that left side. Another full breath here. And then inhale, come to fingertips. This time with the right hand maybe under a block, left hand to the left hip crease, and we'll revolve our triangle. So guiding that left hip back, starting to twist the heart open to the left. And that left hand can maybe just stay on the hip, or it can float high. Twisting open, grounding through both feet. Really trying to make sure that right heel stays grounded. It starts to lift up at all, just send your weight back. Breathing fully. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. And this time let's walk the hands over to the right. Come back into our wide-legged fold. So heel toeing your feet a little bit wider if you need. And then bring the hands to the waist, and with an inhale, come all the way up. And then we'll add a shoulder opener here. So fingers either interlacing behind or grab opposite elbow or reverse namaste, whichever version, or maybe just grabbing your clothing. Shoulders are tight. They can inhale and lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, slowly come back down into your fold, leading with the heart. If the fingers are interlaced, eventually dropping them overhead. Dropping the gaze in the crown of the head. We'll take one more inhale. And then exhale, release the hands, heel toe the feet a little bit closer. We're going to come into our Bodice Pose. So heels in, toes out. And then bend the knees, drop the hips, lift the heart. Come into our Bodice Pose. So really trying to let the pelvis stay neutral and just drop straight down. So you want to try not to be letting the tail curl out at all, and also try not to over tuck it down. You just want that nice neutral place where you can drop down. Take another breath here. And then release the hands to the tops of the knees or the thighs there, hinge forward, getting a little deeper in through the inner thigh and groin here. And then we'll drop the left shoulder, gently twist to the right, and really feel that lengthening through the back of the shoulder blade. Inhale, come back through center, drop the right and twist to the left. And we'll take each side one more time, come back through center with an inhale. Exhale, drop the left, twist to the right. Inhale through center, drop the right shoulder, twist to the left. And then inhale, come back through center, and then release, come all the way up. And then we're just going to heel to our feet a little bit closer, maybe once, maybe twice, so that as we bend our knees and drop back down, we come into a Malasana squat. So you might just need to readjust your feet a little bit as you come down. You can use a block here underneath for a little bit of support if you like, or if you want. Here, that's where you choose this morning. Grounding into the heels, bring the palms to your heart center, and you can use the elbows inside your knees as a little bit of leverage to help keep them moving outward, so you get maximum opening through the inner thigh there. And then try to stay as tall through the spine as you can, so try not to feel like you're kind of crunched down in here, but you want to stay nice and tall and lifted. Lifting through the heart, lengthening through the spine, out through the crown of the head. And just a few deep breaths. And wants to add the twist. We'll take this there, so we'll stay for a few more breaths. So dropping the right shoulder inside the knee, and the right palm moving down, left fingertips high. And if you want to add the full bind, take that left hand to the lower back. The right hand comes out and around. And the fingertips find each other as you try to keep that heart twisting open to the left. Breathing fully the whole time. Another inhale. And then exhale, release if you were there. Send everything high, inhale. And then back through heart center. We'll take the other side. Drop that left shoulder inside the left knee. The left hand can come down. And the right fingertips open up high. So you can either stay right here. If you want to add more, left hand. Sorry, we'll start with the right hand to the lower back into a half bind. And the left hand comes out, palm toward the back. And then bend the elbow around that knee. A strap or a piece of clothing or a towel is a great aid here to try to find this connection, this bind, if that's something that you're going for. And if it's not, it's not. Don't try to force yourself here. Take another breath. And then exhale, release. Everyone send your arms high. Inhale. And then exhale through heart center. We're just going to come back up to a fold. So lengthening the legs, turn your toes forward. Make sure they're still about hip distance, about 2 fists or a little bit wider is fine. And then come back into your ragdoll. Knees are bent as much as feels comfortable here. Just releasing. Take another inhale. And then exhale. We're going to walk ourselves back into a downward dog. So just reposition yourself on your mat. If you returned, take an inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, come forward to your high plank. We're going to slowly lower on a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down to your belly. We're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So there's a little guy crawling through my floor. Bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders, lengthening out through the lower body so that the hip flexors get nice and long. And then gently pressing down through the elbows, lifting the belly button, lifting the heart, softening down the shoulders, and just really feel the front of the body lengthen. Taking another breath here. And then exhale and release everything down. Bring your arms by your sides, turn one cheek. Let everything soften here. And then turn the opposite cheek. Another full breath. And then bringing the hands by the heart. Just take an inhale and lift up. And exhale, send the hips back. Full breath in your child's pose. And then we're just going to shift the hips to one side and come all the way down to our back. So let's lengthen everything nice and long. So stretch the arms overhead. Stretch the toes in the opposite direction. Inhale. And then exhale and release. And let's just hug the knees into the chest. Give them a nice tight squeeze. Feel the whole back body just get really heavy. Try to feel the shoulders, the backs of the shoulder blades, the middle of the back, and then the lower back, maybe rocking it just a little side to side. So small circles, feeling out the corners. And then open up the knees. We'll come into a happy baby. Grab either the outer edges of the feet or the big toes and just let the knees drop toward your armpits, toward the earth, trying to keep the tailbone and the shoulders heavy. A few gentle breaths here. Another inhale. And then exhale, release, hug the knees back and together, and then drop them down. Let's come into a bridge pose. So setting up the feet, excuse me, so that they're parallel to each other and about hips width. You can just feel the backs of the heels. Take an inhale and imprint the lower back. And then as you exhale, lifting the hips toward the sky, engaging through the quads and through the glutes as you walk your shoulder blades toward one another, maybe interlacing the hands underneath. Bring the gaze straight up so the chin moves away from the chest just a little bit. And breathing deeply. And one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly, gently walk the shoulder blades apart and come back down one vertebrae at a time. Bring the soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have blocks you like to use outside the knees, you can use those little support there. Softening through the face. Another full breath. And then gently guiding the knees back toward one another and come back up for one more bridge. So resetting, readjusting everything. Inhale, imprint. Exhale, lift and engage. Walk the shoulder blades, lift the gaze. 5 deep breaths. And one more inhale. And then with that fifth exhale, slowly lower. All the way down. Come back into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Face is soft, your eyelids can be closed, or just a heavy flutter. Take an inhale, and open mouth, exhale. And then gently guide the knees back toward one another. Let's come into an inversion. So you can either come into your Viparita Karani, legs up, or shoulder stand, legs up with a support underneath. We'll stay for about 10 breaths. So find whichever version you're most comfortable in right now. Your body settle in there, face soften, breath come back into its natural ease. Really trying to let everything just get heavy and soft as you come into some stillness. If the thoughts in the front of the head start to pick up, as they will tend to do, just come back to the breath, come back to that focus. Another inhale. If you're in shoulder stand, you want to start to make your way into plow, bringing the toes overhead, lengthening through the back of the neck. Deep breathing, take another full breath, and then eventually we'll all come out. The knees into center, and then we'll drop them over to the right, and the gaze to the left, coming into a spinal twist. Take a nice deep full breath in and out through the mouth. Just letting your body soften here for a few more rounds of breath. And then coming back through center. We'll switch sides, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Breathing in through the nose and send it out through the mouth. Another full breath. And coming back through center and making your way into your Shavasana. Maybe give your knees another tight hug, or any other last movements before you come into your final rest, your final stillness, extending the heels to the corners, fingertips long, face soft, eyelids heavy. You can inhale through the nose and exhale it all out through the mouth. And just gently coming into your breath, your stillness. Starting to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. Some gentle movements to your fingers and to your toes. With your next inhale, take a deep, full breath, lengthen the arms overhead, stretch everything out nice and long. With the exhale, hug the knees in, squeeze into a nice, tight little ball. And then dropping everything to one side, pause there, take another deep, full breath. And when you're ready, making your way back up to a comfortable upright. And bring our hands together at the heart center. Bring back to mind our intention or dedication. Seeing it clearly, breathing it in. Let's honor those thoughts, bringing our hands to our crown, to our throats, honoring our words, to our hearts, honoring our souls, and the light that shines in each one of us. Namaste.